Oh my God, again!
Oh my God, dude. I just got attacked by a bear out here.
Katya is a full-time van life traveler who documents her days on the road, mixing exploration with music and quiet moments of reflection. In this video, she arrived at a small, scenic campground and decided to stay the night. The setting felt peaceful as she parked, settled in, and spent some time warming up her voice while recording. For a while, nothing suggested the calm would be interrupted. That changed without warning.
Drinking watermelon moonshine, cut the burn with a little lime. I was his and every bit of that boy was mine. Too young to know what love was. Buzz. There's never nothing like the first time. It's always gonna taste like watermelon moonshine. What the fuck? There are hunters out here. Close my van doors.
A loud gunshot rang out nearby, instantly shattering the silence. Sensing immediate danger, she reacted on instinct and shut the van door as quickly as possible. Viewers later noticed that just after the second shot, faint sounds could be heard striking the ground near the vehicle. Possibly leaves, dirt, or gravel being disturbed. While it's impossible to confirm what caused the noises, the timing made the situation feel far more alarming. The shots sounded uncomfortably close. Nighttime hunting is prohibited in most areas, aside from limited predator control under strict conditions, and this incident didn't resemble lawful hunting behavior. Many viewers interpreted the gunfire as a deliberate warning rather than a random act. Even if someone nearby had a legitimate reason to fire a weapon, discharging it so close to an established campground is extremely dangerous and deeply unsettling. Lost in Wonder is hosted by a creator who enjoys spending time outdoors, sharing camping trips in locations that feel distinctive and memorable. Her videos are typically calm and immersive, but this experience carried a noticeably darker tone. For this outing, she chose to attempt a stealth camp at an old ruin believed by some to be haunted, setting an uneasy mood from the very beginning.
I'm actually doing this. I just got dropped off and I'm hiking at the Bruce Trail, which is a long trail here in Ontario that goes from Niagara Falls all the way to the Bruce Peninsula on Georgian Bay. And this is just a very, very small section of it. And it goes through a ruin that is believed to be haunted. And I was reading about the story of William Black.
She was dropped off near Ontario's Bruce Trail, a long scenic route stretching from Niagara Falls to the Bruce Peninsula. After a short hike, she reached the ruins, an abandoned structure tied to unsettling local stories. At first, everything felt right. She pitched her tent, explored the crumbling walls, and settled into her usual camping routine. But as daylight began to fade, a quiet sense of unease started to take hold. While organizing her campsite, she noticed strange lights moving between the trees. At one point, they appeared to drift in her direction before suddenly turning away and continuing along the main trail. She couldn't tell whether they belonged to hikers, park staff, or someone else entirely, but the unexpected movement made the forest feel far less inviting.
When I was setting up, I saw lights in the woods, and one time it looked like it was coming right at me. I don't know if it's hikers or if it is the park authorities doing rounds. Either way, they didn't come here to the ruins, they just walked through the path But you know how it is at night, the light just really goes far. It is definitely getting cold. There is a chill.
As the temperature dropped, she tried to dismiss the feeling and continue with her plans. She cooked dinner, listened to the sounds of the woods, and eventually climbed into her tent. Even then, the ruin's reputation lingered in her thoughts, especially with Halloween approaching, a time when curious visitors often wander into the woods searching for something out of the ordinary. Later that night, she heard footsteps nearby, closer than anything she had noticed earlier. She tried to ignore the noise and rest, but the sounds returned more than once.
But I don't know, I have a feeling that more people may come by. It's pretty close to Halloween, and this is a pretty famous haunted ruin, so a lot of people will come here at night to see if they get to see the ghost of William Black. What the was that? I just heard footsteps, but this time they sounded much closer, not farther in the path. Okay, I'm gonna try to go back to sleep.
Additional noises echoed farther out in the forest, reinforcing the feeling that something was moving around the ruins. Nothing ever approached her tent, and she stayed inside the entire time, unwilling to step out and investigate. Eventually, she fell asleep and woke up safely the next morning. Still, the footsteps left questions behind. Was it a late-night hiker passing through, or an animal moving through the area? Whatever the explanation, spending the night alone at a remote ruin with a haunted reputation carried an undeniable sense of risk, especially without any means of protection. Fortunately, the experience ended without incident. Uploaded on July 15th, 2025, this episode from Paranormal Discovery takes viewers deep into the Canadian backcountry, where an abandoned gold mining settlement still stands, decaying, silent, and slowly being reclaimed by dense forest. The team had explored the region before, yet something about these deserted places kept pulling them back. Not just one ghost town, but two, both swallowed by wilderness and wrapped in an unsettling stillness. Official records explain their abandonment as economic failure, but the atmosphere suggested something less ordinary, as if the land itself resisted being disturbed. This particular location had once been the province's second most productive gold mine. The area had been crowded with workers, machinery, and constant activity, leaving behind a sense of energy the investigators believed still lingered in the ruins. It also sat within the same stretch of wilderness as another abandoned settlement they had previously documented. Two ghost towns existing so close together raised questions about whether the locations were connected by more than history alone.
We are back at a location where there is said to be a cryptid beast, but no one knows what it is. Back in the day, this used to be a gold mining town. This produced the second most gold in the province. This is the second ghost town that I was mentioning when Angela and I went to the Icelandic settlement and camped out in the cabin. So we're in the same wildland, but like just in a different ghost town. There's two ghost towns in this forest. Isn't that messed up?
It is.
Let's do it. Sketch, because the one thing that comes to mind when I do enter this spot is massive cryptid vibes, but also very spiritual. I came here by myself once, drove an hour and a half down this path into a place where I probably will never go again.
I still don't understand how you did this location alone. Like the last time I was here, I remember actually getting like really, really freaked out.
This spot, like I said, it has a vibe, and it definitely does not want people here. Whatever is here, just like that, it's almost like forcing you out without actually physically harming you.
By the time they arrived at their campsite, the mood had already shifted. Cell service vanished almost immediately, and an unnatural quiet settled over the forest long before nightfall. Once darkness arrived, that tension escalated. What began as a calm evening quickly unraveled when sharp metallic impacts echoed through the trees, followed by the unmistakable sound of something heavy moving near their tents.
What is going on out there?
What the?
What the f? This camera's still on. What time is it?
No clue.
Holy shit, it's like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Chills. Something's moving out there. There's no fucking way. Was that the table? I literally just heard the rattle of the table.
I don't know. I heard a bunch of things, but I can half asleep. Okay, we've got to go out and check.
When they stepped outside, they found their camp disturbed. Tables knocked over, stones from the fire pit scattered, and the ground marked as if something large had passed directly through the area. Nothing appeared accidental. The team described an intense sensation of being watched, as though the surrounding forest had become aware of them.
What's going on? But I swear, like the table that's out there, there's nothing. I'm like legit scared. Okay,
Oh, what?
our table's down. I knew it. The fire pit's caved in.
What?
Barbecue's still there. Our salad thing is down. The Blue Eddy's still there. I knew it. Our table.
Something knock over our table, or like did a gust of wind blow it down, or?
I don't know. There's no way. No, a gust of wind would not blow that down.
Yeah, because like our chair is still up, that tiny little chair in the cooler.
Something came and did that.
Literally right next to us, like while we were sleeping.
Like, this is actually messed up. Our stuff is literally knocked over there.
You hear that too?
What?
Do you hear that? It sounds like.
The nearby ghost town had once generated enormous wealth, but stories predating the mining era spoke of strange forces tied to the land. As the night continued, movement seemed to flicker just beyond the reach of their lanterns. Insects filled the air, yet there were no familiar sounds of wildlife. Even the atmosphere felt charged, creating a growing sense that remaining there might be a mistake.
God, like we're in danger. Like if we stay, we're physically gonna be hurt or killed.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm just trying to I'm just
I
starting.
mean, I guess I was the first one to bring it up with the whole last dinner thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, my nerves are shot, hon.
Okay, should
Like,
we?
there's something out here that if we stay, I don't know if it's gonna break our car or like try and get in or hurt us. Like, I don't know, we're in a tent that like anything
can get in.
By morning, the decision was unanimous. They packed up quickly and left the area behind, still unsettled by the night's events. Later, they described the experience as their most disturbing. Not because of anything clearly seen, but because of what they felt. In that forest, nothing needed to reveal itself to be frightening. The silence alone lingered long after they were gone. Jeff is a creator best known for uploading guitar covers, clean, uncomplicated music content with nothing remotely disturbing about it. But in a video he posted on February 13th, 2021, his channel took an unexpected turn. While at his home near a wooded area in New Hampshire, he began hearing unusual sounds coming from the forest. His first thought was that it might be an injured animal, possibly a dog. Curious and slightly unsettled, he stepped outside with his camera to see if he could figure out what was happening. He recorded around the property, waiting for the sound to repeat. Instead, the woods went completely quiet.
Okay. Heard a sound out here. So I'm recording in hopes that I hear it again. It's downright terrifying. But of course it stopped as soon as I started. All I can hear right now is dog barking, I think. Pretty sure that's a porcupine. That's not what I heard. Heard something quite different. But that was a porcupine.
Only distant background noise remained, faint barking, and the familiar calls of local wildlife. For a brief moment, the earlier sound seemed comparable to the sharp cries made by foxes or owls, and he assumed that was likely the explanation. Feeling reassured, he started heading back inside. Believing the mystery had been resolved, that's when the noise returned. This time, it was deeper and far more unsettling, echoing directly from the tree line.
There it is again. That's what I heard when I first came out. That is terrifying. That was either like the biggest, sickest coyote, or I have no idea. Wow. I've heard coyotes many times out here, all hours, from lone coyotes doing that long, like wolf type call to like a pack of coyotes yelping with a kill. Owls, fisher cats, foxes. I know that they sound crazy. That is totally different. That was deep. Oh my God.
It sounded nothing like what he had heard before. The tone was distorted and unfamiliar. And Jeff immediately realized it didn't match foxes, owls, fisher cats, or the coyotes commonly heard in the area. Whatever was making the call didn't fit any animal sound he recognized. After the noise faded, Jeff uploaded the footage, explaining that the sound was unlike anything he had encountered before. Even after researching wildlife calls native to the region, he couldn't find a clear match. In the comments, he asked hunters and experienced outdoorsmen for input, hoping someone familiar with forest sounds could identify it. Many viewers responded by saying they had heard similar eerie calls near their own homes, yet none had ever found a definitive explanation. Some suggested a distressed moose, noting that certain elements of the sound were comparable. Still, the call carried an irregular, strained quality that didn't fully align with typical moose behavior. Others proposed more unsettling possibilities. Jeff remained uncertain. While he acknowledged the partial similarities, something about the sound felt wrong. An unnatural edge that made it seem unlike any known animal. He ended the video by inviting viewers to share their thoughts, hoping someone with deeper knowledge might finally explain what he had captured in the woods. This footage comes from TikTok creator Morgan Lambert. You might remember her from my first Appalachian video. Sorry to repeat, but it provides context. Morgan and her husband were filming on her family's farm, a shoot she described as incredibly thrilling. The session required shooting after dark, and as always, strange things tend to happen in the woods at night.
Okay, so here's scene 7.
Okay.
It looks okay, but I am thinking we're gonna have to redo scene 7. Be okay?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
so.
think we planned on redoing scene 7, did we?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's
a
that
little
was
cold.
the last one, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little cold. We should.
Okay, let's back up. I'm gonna keep recording with this just for some extra behind the scenes, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and get this in there the fastest that I can.
Yeah, it's really chilly. I think we should.
Try and hurry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should.
Will that get in there? Okay, watch your legs. Watch your arms in. Okay.
Ready to go?
Yep.
That whistle the same sound Morgan has heard at home. She claims a mimic has followed her for years, always appearing the same way, either a voice saying hey or that identical whistle. If she hadn't been recording that night, it would have gone undocumented. What makes this clip more chilling is how close the second whistle sounds, as if it came from right beside them. Right after the first whistle, they sweep their flashlight toward the tree line. Nothing obvious shows up, but if you look carefully when her husband moves the beam, two faint reflections appear in the darkness. They look like a pair of eyes, maybe an animal watching motionless and waiting. Or perhaps it's just the glare from their vehicle, which can create a similar shine. One thing is certain, they made the smart choice to leave immediately. Because if something strange calls from the Appalachian woods and sounds far away, it might already be behind you. So, was that sound just eerie background noise, an audio layer added later? Or maybe her husband whistling off camera? We may never know for sure, but what's your take on it? The next chilling clip comes from Chris Atoni, a YouTube channel focused on long-distance hiking, wilderness adventures, and exploring the natural world. On this expedition, the group continues along the Appalachian Trail, capturing the rugged beauty of Franconia Ridge while confronting the unpredictability of nature. It is July 16, 2025, at the Liberty Springs campsite in New Hampshire. The hikers have pitched their tents across the alpine terrain beneath the peaks of Liberty Flume and Lafayette. As darkness settles, the forest grows quiet.
It does really. Just a vestibule. Oh my god, dude. I just got attacked by a bear out here. Oh my god, dude. It's got a claw mark in it. Holy. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Good morning.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, man, it's up here too.
Yeah, so this is the Liberty Springs tent site. And I don't know, around 3 a.m., bear came through and was rattling the privy, and evidently it was the caretaker's cooking area. Went away and came back again, and caretaker scared it away from his area. And then a few minutes later, I heard it up on the platform, and it was like seconds. It just like pounced on Metro's tent. And so we all started screaming bear, and then the whole campsite woke up, and it was running around for a while. We chased it away with some big rocks, and now everybody's awake. So there's no food in the tent, no wrappers in the tent, there's no nothing. We're clean.
The air's still, and the night appears calm. Around 300 a.m., that stillness is violently interrupted. A bear wanders into the campsite, clattering near the privy and the caretaker's cooking area. Though scared off, it quickly circles back. Within moments, the animal charges one of the tents with a hiker still inside. Chaos erupts as the group shouts, throws rocks, and bangs metal pots to scare it away. Before leaving, the bear drags a heavy metal bear box and rakes deep claw marks across the tent fabric. At dawn, the aftermath becomes clear. One tent shredded the bear box, overturned, and a group of exhausted but unharmed campers. Metro, the hiker inside the attacked tent, escapes without injury. The team packs up and continues north toward Garfield Ridge, grateful to be safe, yet deeply aware of how fast calm can turn to fear in the wilderness. Encounters like this reveal the unpredictability of wild animals and the importance of following strict campsite precautions. Even when no food or wrappers are left inside, a curious or hungry bear can still pose danger. What remains most disturbing is how quickly it happened, only seconds from silence to chaos. If they hadn't reacted in time, would this story have ended differently? The next segment comes from Paranormal Discovery, a channel focused on investigating haunted places, documenting alleged supernatural activity, and exploring cryptid encounters in remote, eerie settings. Their team often ventures into abandoned structures, dense forests, and mountainous regions, areas where folklore and unexplained phenomena intersect. It's June 24th, 2025, when the crew heads deep into the Appalachian Mountains to examine an abandoned campsite and its surrounding woods, a location long associated with strange sightings and disturbing events. As they approach the decaying cabins and tangled undergrowth, tension rises.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go check out down there since I saw something.
Yeah, definitely, because there's like a thing down there. Like we all saw that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
We saw the eyes, the man,
Yeah.
Like what are we seeing exactly?
I honestly don't know, but whatever it is down there.
Right?
So yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. Yeah, I'm not going empty-handed out here. Fuck that.
Good choice. Good choice.
Okay. Yeah, let's reconvene maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
All right.
perfect, man.
See y'all in a bit.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous. First off, it's been a while since we've actually been like investigating together.
It's true. I've been away for work quite a bit, so.
Yeah, so it's been quite a bit, but it's not really gonna be any different than anything else. I'm just kind of worried that there's something here, like a Bigfoot that's maybe watching us. I feel it, but also like seeing that figure, all of us.
Yeah.
It's just like now I feel like there's something more than just Sasquatch.
You've also been like really off tonight. Like I've noticed that like you've just kind of been like just off. Like I look at you and you're just like in your own world, but you don't seem yourself.
Really?
Yeah, you just seem off tonight.
It's because like I honestly feel like someone's behind me, like walking still, even after cutting the cord. It was odd. Flashlight. All right.
Oh man, eh?
Yeah, it's creepy. Look at these cabins, man.
Whoa, it's crazy. Where do you want to start?
Let's see if we can get into one.
Okay.
They look like they're open. This one at least looks open.
Yeah, there's like no walls.
Yeah. Hello? Wanna do it?
Yeah, I do. I feel like we're being watched though.
Yeah. I feel like there's a Blair Witch chick in there, just being all sketchy and shit.
Okay, okay. Get in there.
Get in there, she's really supposed. Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in here. Being all sketchy.
One member offers to check a lower section where glowing red eyes were previously reported. For a short while, the group splits up, and the unnerving sense of being followed grows stronger. Inside the cabins, shadows appear to move on their own. One investigator feels two distinct taps on the shoulder, yet no one is there.
Something crawling?
Something crawling.
Who's there? Like in the path or like where?
It was on the path and it went into the bush. They were crawling. Like you could see, like it wasn't like an animal that had like, it wasn't like an animal that was like going on four legs. Like you can literally see like the feet and like pulling, like an actual crawl. That's the second time tonight.
This is really weird.
I didn't expect this from this location.
Like we haven't even explored like the rest of it.
I know. There's so much we haven't like covered.
What is it? If there is something here, then like, how far was it? Was it all the way up there?
It was like, just, it was like point the light. It was maybe about like 20 feet in front of us. So it wasn't that far up. I can show you. Right where that like little bush is.
The light-colored green bush?
Yeah. That's where it crawled into. But like, why are they showing crawling? Like, what does that mean?
Crawling. So Wendigo, skinwalker, but the origins of a skinwalker are way too south. I mean, spiritually they can be here, but it doesn't make sense. More like a Wendigo. What's that smell?
Oh my god, the camera just got super blurry too.
Something smells like fire.
Yeah, I smell that.
Like burning something, but I don't know where that's coming from.
Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't be our campfire because it's so far and it's like almost out at this point.
Yeah.
Later along the trail, they spot a small figure crawling across the path in an unsettlingly human-like way before it vanishes into the brush. Whistling sounds echo nearby with no clear source, and a faint burning odor fills the air as the camera intermittently blurs. Moments of panic follow. A terrified scream pierces the night, though no one claims responsibility. Heavy footsteps approach from the darkness with no figure visible.
It's walking.
Okay.
What did you hear? What did you hear? I don't know. There was walking in there, like something snapping.
Yo.
Was that Angelo?
That was Angelo. He just yelled help.
Oh my god, again!
Yeah, we gotta go. Coming?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Enzo, are you okay?
What the fuck is going on? Dude, we heard you scream. Like loud, man. You good?
Yeah.
Bro, you literally screamed.
No, I didn't say anything. I was about to.
Chills, what the fuck?
What are you guys talking about?
Bro, we heard you scream. Like, we could have sworn it was you, bro. Like, I'm not even joking.
I didn't scream. I literally didn't do a single thing. You heard me?
What the f, Chels?
Yeah, like it sounded like something. Oh, it sounded like something fell,
Yeah.
and then all we heard was footsteps, and then it sounded like you saying help.
Dude, we literally heard your voice.
That wasn't me.
Help!
I swear I didn't say a single thing. Huh. Okay, so you guys are saying you
There's no
heard
way.
me scream.
Yeah.
I literally didn't. I just got back to the campsite. Like, I didn't do anything. I heard some weird shit down there, but I didn't scream help.
Okay, let me get this straight. We hear... This is so messed up. We hear...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Was it a howl?
You guys heard a howl earlier too, right?
Yeah.
We heard a whistle, like someone, like a person whistling behind a building.
Then a voice calls for help identical to one of the investigators. When that person insists, he never shouted. Fear spreads. The cameras struggle to focus as the woods fall unnaturally quiet, broken only by rustling and whistling that seem to circle them. By the end of the night, the team is shaken and uncertain. They debate whether they encountered a cryptid, a spirit, or something darker. The experience leaves them more confused than before. The Appalachian forest seemed aware, reactive, and disturbingly imitative. It was a night that blurred folklore, in fact one they say they'll never forget. The imitation of voices and movements remains the most chilling part, hinting at something far more intelligent than an animal. If it could perfectly mimic one of them, what else might it be capable of?